Hey guys, I'm here with my buddy Jeff Chapman. Jeff, y'all did amazing tonight.
Well, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that.
It was the first time seeing y'all. If y'all get a chance to go see Gold City, I recommend you do so.
Oh,
That guy right there, he'll vibrate your chair. You vibrated mine quite a few times tonight, Jeff.
just having fun, buddy. I love doing what God called me to do, and that's all I can do.
So how long have you been singing?
I have been singing full-time for almost 39 years, so full-time gospel music. And before that, I was just singing around every now and then with my family. So I've been singing, way over 40 years of just singing,
So well before my time.
Oh, yeah.
So what was the first group that you sang with?
My very first full-time group was called the Bob Wills Family out of Fort Worth, Texas. And I moved out there and lived out there for probably 8 or 9 months, and then moved back home to Florida. And then the next full-time group I went with was a group called The Sound. The same group that you know now called The Sound. They used to be a quartet back in the day, and Rob Mills, that owns the group now, he was with the group back then. And it was Scott Fowler and Frank Siemens that were with Legacy 5. Yep.
Fun fact, Scott Fowler was also with the Cathedrals before they came off the road.
When he left to go with the Cathedrals, I left to move back home to Florida. I wasn't home a month. I was working for a carpet cleaning company. And I wasn't home a little over a month and got a call from Terry Carter of the Anchorman. And I joined the Anchorman and was with them for a little over 10 years. And then I got tired of the road back then, and I moved to Pigeon Forge and joined the Blackwoods at a theater there, and I was with them for 2.5 years until the Kingdom Heirs, Eric and David and them decided to start their own group. And so I kind of took the bass position and been there for over 20 years. So then this, joining the Gold City was kind of a thing I had to really pray about. I wanted God to show me what he wanted me to do, and he ended up showing me to leave and go with Gold City, and because I never would have left the Kingdom Heirs, for nobody. But this was something God told me to do, so I had to do it.
What is your favorite place that you've ever sang?
Well, there's a bunch of different places. Singing on the Grand Ole Opry was cool.
And I'm sure y'all could probably find videos of that elsewhere on YouTube.
Yeah. Let me see. I was with the Anchorman back then when I sung on the Grand Ole Opry. I sung on the Quartet Convention so many times. My favorite time was the very first time I set foot on the Quartet Convention stage in Nashville, Tennessee, when Quartet Convention was back there. So,
what is your lowest note that you hit on stage?
I have hit my lowest note that I've hit on stage is an F sharp. No, a C sharp. C sharp is my lowest note. That's right.
Double O C sharp.
Yeah.
I'd have him do a little bit of that, but you'd have to have your headphones on.
Oh, good lands. I ain't in the mood to hit no F sharp or a F sharp, C sharp or whatever right now.
And one thing I find interesting is that you can do not only an impression, of course, of Tim Riley,
right,
but also J.D. Sumner.
Well, it's been a while since I did J.D., but I can do my Tim. My name's Tim Riley. I'm from Glencoe, Alabama. Would you make welcome all of Gold City tonight?
There's a couple of videos of him doing that on YouTube as well.
Uh-huh.
There's a video on YouTube of you doing JD.
Oh, yeah. That you got to be in the mood to do JD.
For anything JD, you got to be.
My name is J.D. Sumner, and I've been singing gospel music for a very, very long time. I can do a little bit of George. Let me see how I can do George. Well, I tell you right now, I love gospel music, and old George, you wouldn't love me if I didn't sing gospel music. I love it. That's my best George I can do. I think they got us doing more pictures out there. So, what all else you got there, buddy?
What piece of advice do you have for up and coming young bass singers like myself?
Okay, just keep singing. For one thing, just keep singing. Learn how to project the tones through your sinus passages and not through your throat. Don't try to do like this and hit song bass notes. It's through here. You push it through your nose
And you want it
and
up in
sing
your
it.
mask
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah, in your mask. Yeah, just like you'd be blowing your nose, getting rid of all that goo out of your nose.
Yeah.
Blow your voice through it, and it allows you to be able to project your voice without hollering and yelling. They call it cut for a reason, because used to the trio, when there was three people singing around one microphone, you couldn't hear the bass singer unless he was cutting through. So he had to have that tone placement so you could cut through the trio, so he could be heard. You want to be able to make your voice to be heard back there at the back wall.
What are some good vocal warm-ups that you would recommend or that you do personally?
I do. I kind of buzz in my nose, kind of. I hum through my nose a lot, and I pop my ears and kind of brighten my voice up. I brighten up my voice that way. I mean, everybody's got their own little techniques and stuff, so, but that's the way I do mine.
Who are some of your heroes?
My heroes, I've got a bunch of different heroes because, man, my first of all was my daddy. My daddy was a bass singer too. He was not super low, but he was one of the sweetest men I've ever met in my life. My first influence in bass singers, and then there was Mike Holcomb after that. And when I heard Tim Riley, I was in love. I thought that was the greatest sounding bass voice I'd ever heard. Mike Bullock, that used to be with the Dixie Echoes, he's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. Big influence on me. George Johnson was a big influence. JD, I love talking with JD. JD was so much fun, and just to be around him, and then he never forgot me, and got a lot of influence from him. Tim spent the most time with me, him and Tracy Stuffle, and they work with me, both Tim and him.
And Tracy passed away a few years ago.
Yep, Jason. Well, JD, Tracy, George, all those guys like that. I never got to meet London Paris or.
Mark Larry said one time, watch all the homecoming videos now. It's dead, me,
Yeah,
dead,
exactly.
Bill Gaither, almost dead.
We're doing I'm doing a video with him at the moment. But anyway, they got us wanting to do pictures over there, so I'm gonna have to run, I guess. You got enough? What do you need?
I think that's it. But before I go, I just want to say one of my heroes is you, Mr. Jeff Chapman.
Oh, well, thank you, buddy. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I appreciate your time, Jeff. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, well, thank you, buddy, and it's an honor. We love y'all, and y'all have a wonderful day, and keep singing gospel music.